I'll never forget the sound of laughter that night. It still echoes in my head, like a song I didn't choose, but can't stop hearing. It was supposed to be a celebration, a small get-together for my boyfriend, Jake. He had just landed a new job, and everyone was there, his friends, coworkers, even a few people I didn't know. I remember walking into that rooftop bar with a smile on my face. I was wearing his favorite dress, the one he said made me look like someone who belonged by his side. I didn't know that night he was about to prove I never did. The drinks flowed, music played, and for a while, everything felt perfect. He had his arm around me, whispering jokes, playing the part of the perfect boyfriend. Until someone shouted, "Hey Jake, show us that video?" Everyone laughed. Jake smirked. "You guys really want to see it?" He pulled out his phone, and I remember thinking it was just another silly clip. Maybe a party video or one of his dumb pranks. But then I heard my voice, saw my face. It was a private video. One he'd recorded without asking, one that wasn't meant for anyone else to see. The room went silent for a moment, and then laughter. Loud, cruel laughter. My heart dropped. My hands shook. I couldn't even breathe. Jake looked straight at me, pretending to act shocked, pretending like he didn't know it was on his phone. "Babe, I swear, it was just a mistake," he said, fake concern dripping from his voice. But the smirk in his eyes told me everything. He wanted this. He wanted to humiliate me. I felt every stare, every whisper, every cruel giggle like knives cutting through me. I didn't cry. Not there. Not in front of them. I just stood up, walked to the door, and left. But as I stepped into the cold night air, one thought burned brighter than the pain. He wanted to destroy me in front of everyone. He wanted me to disappear in shame, but I wasn't going to disappear. I was going to make him face the truth. Not with anger, not with noise, but with something far more powerful. The truth he tried to bury would become the story that exposed him. Jake wasn't always like that, or maybe he was, and I just refused to see it. We met during college orientation. Two strangers sitting next to each other during a boring presentation. He was charming, confident, the kind of guy who could make an entire room laugh with just one sarcastic comment. I was quieter, more grounded. I loved deeply, trusted easily, and saw the best in people, especially in him. He noticed me right away. He said I had the kind of smile that made people feel safe. Funny, isn't it? How people who hurt you the most always start by making you feel safe. We started dating a few weeks later. He was everything I thought I wanted. Attentive, funny, ambitious. He'd bring me coffee during my study sessions, walk me home at night, tell me how proud he was to have me by his side. He made me feel seen. And that was all I ever wanted. Our friends called us the perfect couple. We had plans, graduation, travel, maybe even marriage one day. But somewhere along the way, Jake changed. It started small, little jokes at my expense, playful, teasing in front of his friends. I laughed it off, thinking it was harmless. But then the jokes became sharper, meaner. He started making fun of my insecurities, my shyness, my body, my clothes. He'd say, "Relax, it's just a joke." But it never felt like one. And every time I tried to tell him it hurt, he'd flip it. Make me feel like I was overreacting, like I was the problem. That's the thing about emotional manipulation. It's so quiet, you don't even realize it's happening. You just wake up one day, and you're smaller, softer. You start apologizing for things you didn't even do wrong. And that's who I became, until the night he humiliated me. And suddenly everything became clear. After that night, I couldn't stop replaying everything. Every red flag I ignored. Every time he disrespected me and I let it slide because I loved him. Love makes you blind. But betrayal makes you see everything. I went through days of silence. Didn't go to class. Didn't answer calls. My best friend Mia finally showed up at my door one evening. She held me as I cried for the first time in days. Why would he do this to me? I whispered. Mia sighed. Because guys like him don't love you. They love power. And you stopped giving him that when you started loving yourself. Those words stayed with me. Jake didn't just want to hurt me. He wanted control. He wanted to see me break so he could feel big again. But that night, I made myself a promise I'd rebuild everything he tried to destroy, not for him, not for revenge, but for me. Still, deep down, I knew I wasn't done with him yet. He thought he could humiliate me publicly and move on like nothing happened. He thought wrong. A week after the incident, I found out the truth. That video, it didn't accidentally play. Jake sent it to one of his friends beforehand, knowing exactly what would happen. He even made jokes about it in their group chat. I saw the screenshots myself, he said. She's too perfect. Needs to be humbled. My chest tightened reading those words. He didn't just embarrass me. He planned it. He wanted to take away my dignity just for a laugh. That's when something inside me shifted. The girl who begged for love was gone. What remained was quiet, cold, focused determination. If Jake wanted to play games, I was about to end his career as the funny, confident guy everyone adored. He built his reputation on charm, on making people like him. I was going to show them who he really was. I started small, gathering evidence, saving messages, screenshots, everything. But instead of posting it online, I did something smarter. I went to the university's disciplinary board with proof that Jake had violated privacy laws and intentionally distributed private content. At first, they hesitated. "Are you sure you want to go through with this?" They asked. I nodded. He wanted to make me a joke. I'm just giving him the punchline he deserves. Mia helped me write my statement. Every word was calm, factual, and powerful. Then, I shared my story anonymously on a student forum, not naming Jake, but describing what happened. Within hours, it went viral. Hundreds of girls replied, saying they'd faced something similar. For the first time, I didn't feel powerless. I felt seen. A week later, the board called Jake in for questioning. His confident smile was gone. His friends started avoiding him. The same people who laughed that night now whispered about him. Karma had arrived, quietly, but perfectly. The university decided to hold a public hearing. It wasn't about punishment. It was about setting an example. Jake showed up looking pale, nervous. For once, he wasn't the center of attention by choice. He was the example. I stood there, calm, composed, reading my statement aloud. I didn't cry. I didn't raise my voice. I just told the truth. When I finished, there was silence. The same kind of silence he gave me that night. Only this time, it was his turn to feel it. He couldn't even look at me. He was suspended, lost his job offer, and his reputation. Gone. But I didn't feel joy. I didn't feel victory. I just felt peace. Because I didn't ruin him, he ruined himself. Months passed. I focused on healing. I started therapy, rebuilt my confidence, reconnected with the people who truly cared. And then one day, I saw Jake again, by coincidence, at a bookstore. He looked smaller, older. He came up to me quietly. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. I smiled politely. I hope you learned something. He nodded, eyes down. Yeah, that you were the only one who ever really saw me. I didn't reply. I just walked away, because I didn't need his apology. I already had my closure. If someone ever tries to humiliate you, don't waste your breath trying to prove your worth to them. You don't need to shout. You don't need to fight on their level. Just stand tall. Let silence carry your strength. Let the truth do its quiet work, because truth doesn't need noise. It just needs time. And when the time comes, it speaks louder than any rumor, any lie, any cruel laughter. The people who mocked you will one day choke on their own words. They'll remember how they laughed and realize they were never laughing at you. They were laughing at the version of themselves too afraid to face your strength. Jake thought he could take away my dignity, my confidence, my voice. But all he really did was uncover something far stronger. The part of me that didn't need his validation to feel whole. He tried to make me small. Instead, I became unstoppable. Because the greatest revenge isn't anger. It's not even justice. It's peace. It's power. It's walking away and living so well that they can't stand to think about what they lost.